In this session, we're going to take a live drum kit that has some room in it, and we're going to remove that room using the transient shaper. And this is a really cool use of it. I'm going to use it in multiband mode. And what transient shaper allows us to do is to get into different parts of the signal by using the multiband frequency divisions and then shaping each part of the sound so that it's just as we'd like it to be. So let's play this drum loop I've got. See, live drum loop that was played live, and you'll hear that. So as you can hear it's a nice sound, but the cymbals are quite washy, the snare's a little laid back, and so is the kick drum. We want to go into each one of those. Now, you couldn't do it using just the regular transient shaper, so you need to come left here to multiband. Then we have 3 parts now to the transient shaper. If we hit this button here, we could see where the divisions are: 20 to 120, 120 to 2K, and then 2K and up. We could solo those to hear how they work and how the divisions are working audibly. We can then bypass them as well once we've got something going on to hear how it sounds with and without that. And so let's listen to it, and let's start to have a listen down at the bottom end. There's a kick drum. I'm going to pull that up a bit further. There's a bit of clicking there, you can hear it. So what I want to do as well is I've got my module gain switched on. I'm going to just pull that down a bit. And here we go. Now what I'm going to do is push the attack up and pull the sustain down just to tighten up that kick drum. Yeah, I like that. Let's go to the snare now. You can hear now the snare's much tighter. There's the original. Still a lot of bottom snare in there, a lot of room in there, being picked up by the kick drum and the ambient mics. Let's go to the top now. You can hear those cymbals coming forward. You take them back. And again, subtle is good. That kick down a bit more. And I'm going to bring this one up, and I'm going to slide this up to change the frequency. Just going to solo that. 2.6. Let's bypass that. See lots of room in there now. Much tighter. Now the next thing I'm going to do is a couple of other things. I'm going to go to my graph here, and I want my EQ to come after my transient shaper. If I put my EQ in before my transient shaper, then any EQing I was doing would be affected by the transient shaper. What I want to do first is fix the sound and then re-EQ it. So I'm going to come across and pull that here, so it's beyond the transient shaper, so the signal goes into the transient shaper first. We do all of our treatment, and then we go to the EQ to do some additional changes. Now, although it doesn't change here, it actually has changed in the signal path. So we come to equalizer now, and we're just going to pull down the top end slightly and just boost the bottom end. So we're going to get number 2 here. We plus here, and we can see that number 2 is a bell at 100 Hertz. That's about where I want it. I'm going to narrow that a bit, just a slight thud in there. And another trick you can do is if you hold down the Alt key, you can then examine the frequency spectrum and solo it so you can hear what you're actually affecting. So if I play that now, that's what I'm looking for. It's about 85 Hertz. Not too much. I like that. It's a good thud there now. Just a bit less. Top end, I'm just going to clean up a bit. I'm going to use the analog high shelf, which is here, number 8. So I don't need 6, and I don't need 1. I don't need 4. I'm just going to pick that up here. Just narrow that a bit again. I'm going to come to Dynamics 1 now. And just give this a tiny bit of compression, about 2 to 1. Just to iron out any of the peaks. Just listen to the whole of that. Now we're going to bypass the whole thing now. There's the original. So there we are. Now what you could do then is of course add reverb back in, but at least you'll have control of the reverb. But what we've done here is got it all under control. We can now do what we want to do with the sound that we have. So there we are. We've used the transient shaper and the equalizer and the dynamics to completely reshape a sound from a live drum kit. Thanks for watching.